Alright guys, so I just did my first assessment, week 1 assessment. Once again, if you're new to my channel, I am at flight attendant training, and my first assessment was the first day of week 2. So you're probably going to see, I'm going to try and include this video in week 1's video, but if not, you are going to see it in week 2. But yes, I did my first assessment. The goal was to get 100. I did not get 100, but I second guessed one of my questions, and that's why. So, lesson learned: do not second guess yourself. Trust your instinct. Always trust your instinct. I second guessed one response, and I got it wrong, and that put me at 97. The minimum score to pass was 80%. However, your girl is an overachiever. We're aiming for 100%. We're going to have about like several assessments, and the average score should be 90. So your average should be 90 in between all the assessments, but the minimum score per an assessment is 80%. So I'm still good, I'm still great, but stay tuned, I'll keep you guys updated.
Losing myself in the endless memories of the end right from the start.
I think the last time I left off, I was given a recap of week 1. But I did have my assessment on Monday. I believe I mentioned it at the end of week 1. I had an assessment on Monday. I did really good. I passed. We're good to go. I did not get the minimum score, though. Don't come for me. I did not get the minimum score. I went above and beyond with that. So, hello, excuse me. Don't judge me. We're just trying to make it work here, okay? We'll do whatever we can to hold on, to thrive, and to succeed. And that's what we're going to do. The goal is to get the what? The wings. And that's what we're working on. So yes, this is week 2. It's actually Wednesday of week 2. So Monday of week 2, I had an assessment. And then Tuesday was obviously yesterday. I went for class. So far, week 2 has been good. I feel like in week 1, it was like bam, 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 bam. And then week 2 is like bam, bam. You know, it's a bit more subtle. We're still getting a lot of information. We're still being taught a lot of information. But then remember, if you're someone like me who's never been in the aviation industry, let alone been a flight attendant before, all this is new information, new industry, new way of living, new work. Everything is different. New content, new everything. So it's definitely very different. And I am still in the adjustment and adapting stage. So my thoughts on week 2 so far. Today is Wednesday. I do have an assessment on Friday. So in week 2, essentially, I had an assessment on Monday, and then I do have another assessment on Friday. But my thoughts so far, week 2 has been great. Whatever we're doing now, obviously I cannot share the content, but it more so pertains to the everyday job of a flight attendant. So whatever we're doing in week 2 now, it's more so, I think maybe that's why it doesn't seem so complex. I mean, it's still complex because it's new to me and I'm still figuring things out, and it's still a lot of information, but it's not as daunting as week 1 was. Everything is more so like, we do this, then we continue the following day. So there's a process and a step-by-step to everything. And like I was saying before I went off on a tangent again, week 2 is more so activities that you would do as a flight attendant on an everyday basis. So there are different phases, obviously, to the job. Like I said in my other video, the main focus of a flight attendant, like the primary duty of a flight attendant, it's safety related. So obviously there's going to be emergency evacuation, all that good stuff, drills, among other things that you will be trained on. But whatever we're learning this week more so has to do with the everyday flight attendant duties. So whatever we're actually learning today are things that we're actually going to do every single time when we're on the job. So it's very important. Obviously, it's very critical. It must be known. You should be able to do it. So my mindset for me personally, in which you can adapt, is the fact that look at it as this is what I will be doing every single day. So essentially, when you start work, what do? And then knowing the step-by-step process, and that's what it is. But I do have an assessment on this, so everything that I'm learning on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I will be tested on Friday, which is kind of odd. You would think for an assessment we would get like a day break in between, like a weekend day or something in between, so we can actually like gather ourselves, but that's not the case. And what do? We put our positivity cap on and we strive anyway. Exactly, that's what we're going to do. So I do have an assessment. I do want to study. Monday, I did not feel like studying. Tuesday, I did go through briefly over the step by step, but it's a lot of information. So today, what I plan on doing is that I want to write down as I'm reading through it, because I feel like when I write things down, I remember them easily as well. And it's like me confirming that, hey, I read this, and I'm documenting it as well. So I'm just gonna study for a while. It's currently 4:41 right now, so it's not even 5 yet. So by 5 o'clock, I do plan on studying. I might probably study till like 9 or possibly 10 o'clock, and then try and get some rest, because so far I've been getting, last week I barely got 6 hours of sleep, but this week I've been trying to steadily get 6, then 7, then work from there. But so far I've only been able to get 6 hours of sleep, so we're still working on it. But so far it's been okay. It's been okay. I do have an assessment, like I said, and I'm kind of scared. Like, don't mind me. Like, I'm still chill about it, but I feel like I'm always anxious, no matter how chill I want to be. And I feel that I'm only anxious partly because I feel like I'm not prepared for it yet. So maybe after studying today intensively, I will feel much better tomorrow. But honestly, I won't feel less anxious. It won't go away until I'm done with the assessment. So that's what it is. And also, obviously, the assessment, there are some grades that you're supposed to get. I don't know if I explained this in week 1, but the minimum grade to pass is 80%, obviously. But then you also have to keep an average of 90. So technically, if you would ask, I guess if you are getting, if you can get 80, 90, 100, and then mix a good mix of super high grades and then 80, and still get an average that's reasonable. So maybe that's why, but they should just say that you need 90 to pass. That way we know we're all on the same page. But yeah, the minimum passing score is 80. So for me, I'm aiming for 90 to 100. Like, I don't want to go anything below 90%. Like, no, I don't want to go anything below 90%, because essentially, if your average score needs to be 90, so we have series of assessments, right? And then let's say we have 6 assessments. So then essentially, even though you just need 80% to pass each assessment, if you get 80 on every single assessment, that puts your average at 80%. So essentially, you failed. You're not hitting that average. Obviously, there are opportunities to retake and all that good stuff, but that's not our ministry. That is not our ministry. Retake is not our ministry. Let's get that straight. So I don't want to go through that stress. I just want to do it once and for all and get it over and done with. I do not like repeating stuff. I don't like repeating myself. I don't like going back and forth. So we're not gonna aim for that. We're not even speaking that into existence at this point. But yes, you do need a minimum of 80% to pass. But if you get 80 on each test, then it means your average becomes 80%. So essentially for me, my mindset is, okay, as long as, even if worst case scenario, I don't get it, I don't understand, I'm not understanding the content or whatever, the goal for me is to get 90%. That's my minimum. My personal minimum passing grade that I've set for myself is 90%. And then obviously we're overachievers here, so we're aiming for what, 100%. But my minimum is 90. So anything below that, that's a fail for me. I'm not down. I'm not here for that. I want to get up 90 and above. Nothing else, nothing less, nothing less. Something more. Yeah. So that's it. So I'm rambling right now. I'm going to try and edit and make this make sense, but that's where we are. I'm currently very sleepy. I'm tired. Like, we go to class and they pour so much content on us. And then when you come back, you're expected to study, but the class takes almost the entire day. And then when you get back, you're exhausted. I feel like I still haven't recovered from last week yet. So maybe I don't have an assessment on Monday. Yes, I do not have an assessment on Monday, so I would definitely try as much as possible to sleep a lot on Sunday. I would try and get a lot of rest on Sunday. I would try and sleep early on Sunday. That way I can be well rested for Monday. That way week 3 feels much better, because I cannot take the stress into week 3. I need at some point get a break and then relax. I could not do it this Sunday because I was studying for the assessment on Monday. So I'm definitely going to try and do that so I can at least get a break at some point. That being said, so far it's been good. Right now I'm going to get some laundry done so I can be free, so that tomorrow I can actually relax as well. I'm currently waiting out in the gym area, so the hotel is pretty cool. I mean, it's okay. The gym is very nice. I mean, it's okay. But yeah, not bad. Here's the view. There we go. There we go. And that's me right here. That's me. That's me right over here. Hey, all right. So we are on week 2, and it's the end of week 2. Yes, week 2 has finally come to an end. I have survived 2 weeks of 6 weeks flight attendant training. So 2 out of 6, it means I got 4 more weeks to go. Oh my God, I can't believe it. For week 1, I believe I had 2 assessments. One was a practice assessment, so that doesn't count towards my total assessments. And then I had 1 assessment on Monday of week 2. And then on Friday, I had 2 assessments, which I were not even aware of. I was not even aware of. So it was definitely a surprise, but it was more of practicals. So it wasn't difficult, you know. You were taught in the moment and you were tested on it in the moment afterwards. So everybody was tested on it. So as I've said, or will be saying throughout my vlog for every week of training, I'm not here to share with you the content of the training. I'm not here to tell you, oh, we did this, we did that, in terms of the content that were like it's being used to train us or what I did. My goal is to just let you guys know in terms of stress, in terms of work level, in terms of taking care of yourself, what to expect and what to do, because I am experiencing this in real time and I'm sharing my experience that way. So with my first practice assessment, I did pass, obviously, but that was just a practice assessment. And one thing I will say is, if you know the airline company that I have applied to or I'm currently training with, then you know, or you would eventually know by the time you see this video and subsequent videos. But one thing, I think I said this in week 1, but one thing I can confidently say is that nobody's here to fail you and send you home. Like, nobody's here to do that. Like, think about it. These airline companies have invested time and money in you. Even just inviting you to the event day, every single seat that every single attendant occupied on their flight cost them money. That costs them money. So it's not like somebody's out to get you or somebody's out to trick you so you would fail. One thing I will confidently share is that with the way the process went for this particular airline, we literally had a practice assessment. Like, I'm not sure if I'm going to share this, but we had an assessment just to get our mind ready, just to show us or give us a perspective of what to expect in the test. Obviously, it's not like you did an assessment and somebody's standing there giving you the answers. Oh, choose A, choose B, or choose D, or we were discussing the answers. No, we actually did an assessment. However, that assessment did not count towards our total average, right? And it was set up to just get us in the mindset of like how the structure of questions. Oh, alarm has gone off. Like, it was set up to just show us how questions would be structured, how to even maneuver the platform to do your assessment. You know, like, it's not about, oh, these are the type of questions you're going to get, or this is the question you're going to get. I think that's better. That's not the case. It was just to show us how to use the system, the platform that we're going to be tested on. You know how technology can be. So, and then not everybody is tech savvy. So the best or the least thing you can do is to actually show people how to use the tools that will be used to test, or the tools that they will be required to test on. So that was amazing. Like, that was the best ever. Like, that for me solidified the fact that, hey, like, nobody's here to fail you. Like, if you put in the work, if you put in the time and the effort, you will be successful. And that's what I got for you guys. Like, I know people have their own experiences. People go to training, they get sent home. They failed once, they got sent home, or they hesitated, or something happened and they got sent home. I'm not saying the process is not difficult, it's not strenuous or anything. I'm not trying to minimize the stress level or the high impact it would have on you as an individual. But what I'm trying to say is that just know that at least with this airline that I applied to, the goal is not to fail you. Like, that's like waste of resources. You spend all this time, bring me, interview me, all that process. Like, the hiring process, the people you have to go through, the people you have to interact with, they're all being paid by the company for their time. So that's all part of the cost to get you to become a flight attendant. So I do not think that this company is out here trying to waste money. So the goal is that, hey, we saw something in you. We invited you to the event day. You were successful. We gave you the CJO. Now we want to condition you into the role that you're going to be, the job that you applied for. That's the whole thing. And at the end of the day, if they've invested all this time, the hotel you're staying in, like the resources, the instructors, people that are training you, all those people are part of the cost to just get you to become a flight attendant. They're not here to fail you. If you put in the time and the effort, you're going to be successful. Like the training that one of the classes that I had yesterday, today's Saturday, I had a class on Friday. The instructor was amazing. It was amazing. I had never done that thing before. I had never been trained in it before. And the way she went about the process, the step-by-step content release, the step-by-step, like the whole structure, the way she went about it, chef's kiss, number one. Like, I had never done this thing before. I had never been exposed to it. Even people who had done it before or had been trained in that thing before felt like that yesterday was the moment when they actually learned what the process was. It's like you've been trained, you've been certified and everything. You went through the motions and you got the certification, but they literally stated that yesterday was the day that they actually felt like, hey, this process that I've been trained in, I have actually absorbed the information. Like, I have like true understanding of the information. So that is just to say that, let me change my position. So that is to say that, like, if you allow yourself, you would do great. Let's do that. Alrighty. Get the camera to be right here. Okay. So that is to share that, like, if you allow yourself, you will be successful. You will be successful. Just be patient with the process. Like, when I came here first, we were thrown so many information, like, in bits. Even though it was a lot of information, it was in bits. And then we were all like frustrated because we're like, oh my God, when are we going to get to the real stuff? When are we going to get to the real stuff? But now, just 2 weeks in, I'm beginning to see that, oh, all these were foundational. Now I have an understanding of ABCD. And now that we're doing EFGH, I can actually stand on ABCD and be successful in EFGH. So I'm actually seeing it unravel, you know? Trust the process. They always say trust the process. As cliche as that may sound, it is a fact. Trust the process, guys. Trust the process. But yeah, week 2 has ended. I'm going to summarize week 2 here because tomorrow is Sunday and it is my day off. Do a few things for me because I haven't been able to do that for like 2 weeks now. I'm currently working on laundry, as I stated earlier. I'll try and get a little bit of clip of that and just insert it somewhere. But yeah, just trust the process, guys. Trust the process. This is me at flight attendant training, 6 weeks of training. I'm currently done with 2 weeks, so 2 out of 6 is 4. So I am currently about to start my 3rd week. I will definitely keep you guys updated, share as much information as I can based on my experience.